Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another amazing, breathtaking, dare I say, game-breaking edition,
Uncanny.
other words, edition of the Strong and the Geek podcast. I, as always, am your host, Ben Ramirez. With me today is our special guest, not Captain Crunch.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Buy cereal that's full of sugar, and then feed it to your kids, and feed them sugar, and then feed them kids.
What do you take with the implications of your not cereal not cutting up the roof of kids' mouths?
If what you're saying is, if I did make a cereal and it wasn't copyrighted, and the cereal happened to be razor sharp,
And was Oops All Berries.
and it happened to cut kids' mouths, I would think that was badass.
Ah, fair enough. Well, now, of course, we have not Captain Crunch with us, but we have an actual special guest with us today. This is Big Jeff with the tattoos. How's it going, Big Jeff?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
All of
Thanks
you...
for having me.
Yeah, you're
Absolutely.
welcome. You're welcome for being on our show. Now, for everyone in the Strong and Geek community, we want you all to know that Big Jeff with the tattoos has been a long friend of both of us and has taught us a lot of things about having tattoos and being big.
Yeah, Big Jeff has always been a close companion of ours, and he is also strong and geeky, so we decided to bring him on, and he agreed. Big Jeff, you want to tell us about the tattoo work you've been getting done recently? You've been filling out your sleeve there.
Yeah, first started out, there's a couple tribal designs from the Legacy of Kain series, if you're not familiar with that.
Oh, I'm absolutely
Great
Legacy
series
of
of
Kain.
games. And then I just...
When are we going to get another Legacy of Kain game?
Those were related to Soul Reaver, right?
Correct.
That's one of the Legacy of Kain games. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
alright.
that's game number 2 in the
So
series.
it was
Yeah.
they started on PS1 and then went to PS2.
Yes.
Are they ever going to make a new one, or
As far as I know, no.
that'd be dope
Yeah.
though, right?
It would be extremely dope. They did have gameplay footage for a new one, but apparently that got canceled.
I remember playing Soul Reaver 2, and that was cool.
Yes.
And I played Blood Omen.
Blood Omen was great too. That was
Yeah.
the one that brought it. That was the first one.
Yeah.
So right there, as you can see, Big Jeff with the tattoos is a fucking nerd. He got a video game tattoo, and we love that on this show.
Absolutely.
All right.
What was the one where you played as both of them?
That was the final one in the series called Legacy of Kain Defiance.
Defiance. That's right. I loved that one too.
So what about
In
the
any case,
rest?
So
Yeah,
you have
from
these
then on.
tribals, but I see that you've made it all one large piece together.
We're gonna tweet out a picture of some of Jeff's tattoos, so you guys will be like, oh, that's why we call him Big Jeff with the tattoos. And I just came up with this right now. We didn't get his consent.
By a lot of paperwork and triplicate. Yeah, I've been trying to contemplate what to fill the rest of the arm with, so I decided to get armor.
Yeah, it looks like you turned your tattoos are like runes on some badass gladiator armor that is part of your skin.
Yep.
Your armor on your skin looks better than the armor in the World of Warcraft movie.
Yeah, and it's awesome. You even have like straps done around the biceps, so it looks like it's really strapped on there. That's really good work.
Did you say strap on?
Yes, it looks like he's wearing a strap on. He's got a tattoo of a strap on it.
Unusual. I think you actually are wearing a strap on.
So speaking of strap-ons,
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
there's actually
Jeff, what did you get into this week?
Well, actually, this is kind of old news, but Pornhub.
So you've
actually,
been doing this for a while.
I've been getting into it, easing into it. So to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But,
you want to make sure you try one or two first before you
Right.
put the whole thing.
Right. But Pornhub has actually come out with this fitness.
Shout out to Pornhub.
Shout out to Pornhub. Come out with this fitness regime. It's
Uh-oh.
called BangFit.
Bang fit?
BangFit.
That is very clickbait sounding,
Oh, God.
as well as other bait sounding.
Tell me about Bang Fit. I want all of the details. Immediately.
Basically, BangFit is I believe it's an app.
Was that
from what I
too
remember.
much?
No.
All right, keep going.
Was that too much?
So it's kind of like an app-based game, where essentially you get it on your phone, and then you could wirelessly or
Stream it on your TV.
Stream it on your TV, yes.
Oh yeah.
And there's this little thing-
Chromecast that shit.
You have to wear like this little strap with
what's-
your phone on it, so it
Okay,
can kind of
so
measure
so
your
your phone
movements.
becomes a
Heart
strap-on.
rate and
Yeah,
you
pretty
can,
much.
Can you do it with like your Apple Watch and stuff?
I'm not sure if it's
Presumably,
Apple Watch.
Well, maybe if you were
it
playing one
might be
player.
compatible, yeah. But yeah, there's 3 different modes. There is
Wait,
solo.
what player's a thing?
One player's a thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus
Fuck outta
Christ.
here.
You could either, I guess, use your hand or a toy or something.
Huh.
Because it's for both male and female.
Yeah, I was going to say, presumably it wouldn't just... I mean, there are female gamers out there.
It's true, that's true.
Hold on a second. This is actually a sex thing.
This is legit.
Okay, keep going.
Anyhow.
Wait, did you say there's more than 2-player?
Yeah, there's
group
solo
sex games?
Yes, there is.
Mario
there's
Party.
For more... for
Mario Sex Party.
3 or 4.
It's like a spin class with dicks.
Pretty much. And it's basically, there's different exercises you go through.
A meat spin class.
And it's almost like a Guitar Hero thing where you have to, like, you know how you have to push the buttons at the same time on the screen. You have to, like, you have to thrust in a certain manner and kind of match it.
Does it play music?
Now here we stand with our dicks in our hands.
I think it
we
might
jerk so long
essentially
now.
What it is, there's actually like a porn playing in the background. So I mean,
you have to match the porn.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
At least
There's
it's not just like a T25 sort of video where it's just a guy like. And now you see, if we come over here, we can tell that Michael is really fucking the shit out of Susan.
Do you unlock achievements and stuff?
I didn't delve too much into it. You'd have to check it out for yourself if you want.
Delve into it.
Delve into it.
Next time we're bringing Big Tattoo Jeff on the show, he's gonna tell us all about how many achievements he's unlocked.
I bet he's gonna get a trophy for 100% completion.
Wait a second. So let me get this straight, if I understand you. So you download the app for your phone, you play a Bang Fit video, you stream it on your TV, you attach your phone to your whatever, and you have sex or masturbate,
presumably
or
with a partner
have
who
an orgy.
knows that this is happening.
And by doing that, it keeps track of how many calories you're burning.
Basically, it tells you, like, for instance, if you're a male and you say in a missionary position for 30 minutes, you'll burn this many calories. And if you're female,
that was boring.
If you're riding cowgirl or whatever, and for 30 minutes you're burning this amount of calories.
That honestly is fucking genius, because I, as a matter of fact, have occasionally wondered while masturbating, how many calories does I just moving around that much?
Well, actually, if you're laughing while you're masturbating, you'll burn more.
If you're laughing?
Yeah, if you're laughing, because laughter burns calories as well.
Do you laugh at yourself while jerking it?
You're just like, look at that dick! Isn't it so funny looking? It looks like I'm choking a snake.
Oh wow, Bang Fit sex game free.
Told you.
Here it is on the Apple Store.
You know what? Couldn't they have just called it the Wii Fit?
No, it's the Bang Fit.
The Wii.
Bang yourself into that six pack you always wanted.
It would be the Wee Fit.
Yeah,
the Wee Fit.
Where will your Wee fit?
Oh goodness.
Pick a hole.
Heyo.
Captain Boner Dick over here.
All right, goons. So everyone out there. By the way, I'm going to start referring to our fans as the Goon Squad. So everyone out there in the Goon Squad, Benny Boy messaged me this week and said, "Hey, Strong and Geek sucks. Our podcast isn't good. So I have an idea for a fun game we could play to make it better. So let's hear it."
Those actually were my words.
Verbatim.
No, not exactly verbatim. So this week we're talking about E3, and I figured in light of this being a gaming-based episode, and because we have a special guest on, and so it's not just two of us, why don't we have another game like we did on Mother's Day? This one's going to be a bit different. We're actually going to have
Father's Day is tomorrow.
Yeah, there we go. I didn't even think about that. This is going to be a little contest between Josh, a.k.a. not Captain Crunch, and Big Jeff with the tattoos, a.k.a. also Jeff.
Also Big Jeff with the tattoos.
Now, if you guys notice any clinking sounds throughout our episode today, it is a Saturday afternoon. We're recording a bit earlier than we normally do, so we're all having some beers, and we're enjoying ourselves. And the winner of this game gets the beers. So, there's a contest to take back to Jeff, and if you win, you get another beer.
And shout out to a local Trogs Brothers Brewery in scenic Hershey, Pennsylvania, for providing us with these excellent beers. And by providing us, I mean we paid for them.
I bought them, yes. We're having Trogs today, and it's delicious. In any case, here is how this game is to be played. I have come up with 5 quotes. Now, these are not actual quotes. They're not necessarily by actual people from our world.
That shit is fictitious.
That shit is fictitious. Now, given the context clues of the quote from what I read, you guys will have to decide first who is it that is saying it, and second, and a little bit more difficult, where is the quote from? Be it, do you think it's from a magazine article, or do you think it's from a deleted scene in a movie, or do you think it's from...
So do we get a point for the right person?
You get a point for the right person, and 2 points for if you can manage to get the thing where they're from correctly. Now, here's how it says. Okay. When I am finished reading the quote,
you have to buzz
you have to say ding or buzz or whatever.
No, let's make it. Wait, so we can say whatever also?
Yeah, whatever. No, ding or buzz.
Okay.
Jeff, you will say ding. Josh, you will say buzz.
Can I go buzz?
That's fine. That is what a buzz is. And you will make a ding sound?
I love onomatopoeia.
There, that's good. So I will start. There will be 5 of these. At the end of it, whoever has the most points will be better than the other person.
Pow-pow.
Number 1. I'm just a nice guy who's looking for a cool chick that won't give me the cold shoulder when I say Netflix and chill.
Bzzz.
All right.
Iceman from the X-Men.
Wrong.
Fuck.
Ding.
Okay.
I would say the Lich King from World of Warcraft.
Oh, incorrect.
Bzzz.
Okay. I'll give you each 2 tries.
Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
No! Incorrect.
Captain Cold, The Flash.
Oh, so close. The answer is Mr. Freeze's
Mr.
Tinder
Freeze
profile.
doesn't speak like that. He has an accent.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to do it in an accent. That would totally give it away.
Well, that makes it really ridiculous.
That's Mr. Freeze. That's from Mr. Freeze's Tinder profile.
All right, fair enough.
All right, number 2. Yeah, eat it up, you fat fuck. It doesn't matter where you go. When we get out of here, we're gonna ghost your ass.
Ding, buzz, bzzz.
Yeah.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, well, who is it from Pac-Man?
It's Pac-Man.
Wrong, it's not Pac-Man.
Shit, no, it's Blinky.
Well, it's... I'll give it to you because you were close enough. It's Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde waiting to respawn.
All right, fair enough. Okay, and...
So that one, because...
That was them on their nerdy podcast.
That was them in their prison, basically.
Oh, so I just get 1 point then.
Yeah, because I kind of accidentally screwed it up. In any case, point for Josh! All right,
Ooh.
Moving on.
Woo!
Number 3. How do Ken and I get along despite all the fighting? I always support him. If he thinks he can do something, I say, sure you can. But I do make him win his own battles. If he bites off more than he can chew, I just tell him, well, that's all you can.
Ding!
I think it was Buzz first.
Yep. All right, that's Ryu from Street Fighter, and he's in a Newsweek article talking about him and Ken's relationship.
Ooh, very, very close. I'll give you one. I'll see if Jeff can steal by getting exactly right. But if not, we'll give it to you. It is Ryu speaking.
And I would say that is from a sit-down interview.
It is a sit-down interview.
Oh, it's fucking Ellen DeGeneres, isn't it?
No, it's not Ellen DeGeneres. It is an interview on an internet kind of website about something specific.
So you mean
to
it was BuzzFeed?
About street fighting?
No,
MMA?
No. Okay.
Sports Center?
All right. So here's what we're gonna do, just to make this interesting, because we're gonna make it. Josh got the one for that, and because you were
I'll take a single point
closer on that, we'll give you 6 points too. So it's 2-1 right now. It's Ryu talking to Gawker about being the first openly gay couple in the MMA.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Too bad Gawker got it's going out of business.
Oh, that's not gonna actually happen. They'll just restructure and be like something else.
I don't know what Gawker is.
Oh, well then you haven't been up on the news. Number 4. I think I've made my point very clear when it comes to illegal aliens. I don't care who he is. We will find him and deport him. I haven't led you to believe anything other than that. My campaign is completely see-through on this issue.
Bzzz.
All right.
Lex Luthor.
Wrong. You have the chance to steal.
Donald Trump?
Yeah, that's 1 for Donald Trump.
Oh, come on.
And can you guess what it was from?
Anything he said during the election?
Close, but not correct.
Republican debate.
No.
Anderson Cooper interview?
No, actually.
The Mirror.
So that's 1. Now it's tied up. No, this was deleted scene from Batman vs. Superman where Megyn Kelly interviews Donald Trump about Superman.
Oh, man, how did I not know that?
All right. Finally. The man grabbed his hard shaft with both hands and started to move deep down. There he found the spot he was looking for, jammed his hose in, and pumped until the thing popped.
Bzzz.
Yeah.
That guy from Dig Dug.
It is that guy from Dig Dug.
And that's in a 50 Shades of Doug. I don't know, the book.
You know what? Close enough. It's actually my Dig Dug fan fiction.
Okay, so, wait, for real?
Yeah.
3-pointer?
Yeah, that's a 3-pointer. I'll give you that. All right.
Well, that smelled like Big Jeff.
So I guess that's 5-2 then. So
What do I win?
a beer.
Woohoo!
Enjoy your beer.
Clickety clank.
So yeah,
I'm
this
just
is
going to take one because I can.
yeah,
That's
fair
true.
enough.
I'm big and tattooed.
Oh shit, Jeff wins a beer for being intimidating.
I like that game. I'm going to give that game a 7 out of 10.
Okay, fair enough. I literally came up with that while mowing the lawn yesterday. All of it.
Wow,
The things we think of doing menial tasks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, anyway. All right, so that only took up a solid, 10.5 minutes?
Yeah, no, not even.
All right, so is it that time we talk about our geek?
Actually, I did want to do a little shout out
Oh,
before we
no,
got
wait.
on to that.
Oh, of course.
And you and I both made a mistake last week. We forgot to shout out someone when we told them we would, and now it's even worse because they shouted us out on their podcast this week. So we got to give credit where credit is due. The podcast of 1004 Holds is a wrestling-based podcast. They're talking about whatever's new in all the different wrestling programs. And now I haven't really watched wrestling at all since I was a kid. I think probably the same for you, Josh.
I haven't wrestled since last night with some dude in my bedroom, so
Oh.
just kidding.
Now, Jeff, I know
you guys can't see this because we don't video stream this, but Jeff just loved that. He loved every part of what I just said.
Now, Jeff, I know that you are big into wrestling. So I feel like maybe this podcast would definitely be up your alley.
Oh, absolutely.
But in any case, we just want to give you guys a shout out. We apologize for not hitting you last week when we were talking about the Comic-Con. But thank you for reaching out to us and for shouting out us on your page. That was really cool of you. And now we have reciprocated.
You know what? The other thing I want to apologize about is last week our quality was shit.
Oh,
we had
yeah,
some kind
it wasn't
of
good.
technical error, and that has since been fixed, as you hopefully can hear. But we promise it'll never happen again. And if it does happen again, you're all allowed to comment and say, hey, why did it happen again? Politely.
I think we should play games like that more often, though.
I agree.
That was fun.
Time for the geek.
Geek of the week.
All right.
This week's geek.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You got to do one too. It's your first show. You got to make a weird noise.
You have to make sound effects.
Geek of the week.
I like that.
Yeah, that was good.
Whoa.
That
We
was-
need a sound bit of that
Dory
one.
speaks whale.
Yeah. Where have you been all the past
You've been
11
hiding.
weeks?
You've been hiding that, Ellen.
All right. Anyway, so before Ben talks about our actual Geek of the Week, I wanted to, in the Hall of Geeks of the Week, I wanted to enter a belated honorary member. So this is actually something that happened in a week in December of 2014. So this is a way back.
Geek of 1 week from 2 years ago.
But it's this little turtle who had like muscular dystrophy or something. And so he's a German turtle too.
Oh,
And
man.
so his veterinarian hot glued little Lego tires onto the bottom of his shell, so that way, like when he like moves his little arms and legs, he could walk around. And now he's fully mobile.
They turned him into a little turtle car.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that's like
And dude, he races around on that thing. He's gotten really good at it.
he should also hot glue little cannons on him
I
so he's a
didn't.
blast
I
device.
didn't see the name of this little turtle, but the video is circulating around Facebook about him even still now. So little turtle from German.
From German?
Ich liebe mein turtle.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say something else in a German that means like cool for you turtle, but I thought that might get a little bad.
If we're throwing out honorary geese, there was also a black bear that just tried to get inside someone's car this week.
Well, that's an honorary criminal bear.
Breaking and entering.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about it was like the bear, if you watch the video, the bear just opens the door and the people start screaming their heads off, but he was so nonchalant about it. It was like a velociraptor being like, no, whatever, I can open doors now. And then, of course, they like slam the door closed and like start to pull away, and the bear's just like, the fuck, man.
The only time the child locks do work.
Yeah, right? But that was fun. But our actual Geek of the Week, we got to give a shout out to 2 different groups that are working together on a single project in Orlando, and it's just an important thing that they're doing.
So obviously, as you all know, Orlando had experienced a lot of tragedy in multiple forms the past week.
Yeah.
And so anyone who has been willing to give any sort of support for the city and their community and help them in any way is obviously a Geek of the Week in our opinion. And in fact, the entire city of Orlando, you're all geeks this week. However, to be much more specific, tell them about what happened.
The theater is called the Per American Theater, which is a like Orlando's Shakespeare theater, and they're working with
Thespians.
A group of thespians is working with a group of angels. The actual thing is called the Angel Action Wings Project. and they have teamed up together to clothe local actors in these massive white linen angel wings, so that they can attempt to block what's supposed to be a protest by the Westboro Baptist Church, which are just the fucking worst.
Better known as evil incarnate.
Yeah.
Like, if I read a comic book and they showed up in it, I actually would be angry.
You would want Batman to, like, forego his killing.
Superman would use his heat vision all over them.
Yeah. But in any case, we'll tweet out. They created these large wings that basically all link up so they stand next to each other. They don't look like actual angel wings. They look more like curtains.
Now, we're not talking like the Victoria's Secret angels here.
Yeah, but the idea is that when they all stand next to each other, it's going to create a wall that's going to keep the protesters from being able to protest the funerals of these poor victims so that their family can mourn in peace without being harassed by this group of bigots.
Who, for some reason, find a way to fuck up everything.
Yeah, they're just the worst. Big Jeff, we need you to intimidate these folks.
What's your take, Big Jeff?
My take on their entire
Well, on our Geek of the Week.
Geek of the Week, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's awesome. That's
a
awesome.
solid review.
Yeah, you guys are doing really good. We really appreciate that kind of work. So let's just give a round of applause for the two groups working together, the Pro American Theater and, of course, the Angel Action Wings Project.
And you will not receive your check in the mail in the next 5 to 7 business days.
Yeah, of course. So, with all that done and accounted for, let's talk about E3,
Let's
guys.
get down to business with the Electronics Entertainment Expo.
So, E3 was, I'd say, pretty big this year.
For any of you who don't know what E3 is, it is the world's biggest gaming and also electronics peripherals, but it's become pretty much just video games convention in the world. It's held in California every year, and it becomes basically just a huge clusterfuck of, oh my gosh, every company is trying to flex their nuts in front of another company.
Yeah.
Like, things like, oh, so the Xbox 360 and then the Xbox One and the PS3, PS4, all that stuff gets announced at E3.
Absolutely.
It's just like when Comic-Con is when you announce the big movie
Sometimes companies will announce things at their own little conferences. But in any case, with E3 being this week, I thought we would have a special E3 Extravaganza. So
and there's three of us.
Technically an E4, I guess.
That's why there's
E3 Extravaganza.
So for
that's what I'm going to name the episode on the link.
All right, so let's just get into the nitty-gritty and talk about what impressed us at this show.
Okay, well, first, the first night we had the Bethesda and EA conferences. Bethesda opened up everything and showed why Bethesda is awesome, and then EA opened up and showed everyone why EA is just another fucking company.
Hey, FIFA 17 looks dope.
Yeah, and they spent like 25 minutes talking about
because
it.
The world
You don't
loves
need to
FIFA.
focus that long on one game. Anyway, so first we'll talk about Bethesda. Bethesda had a good conference, I'd say. I feel like they were a little scatterbrained when they're like the actual guys doing the announcing on stage. They clearly maybe they don't do a whole lot of public speaking because they just were like, so let's look at the game, guys. You like this one?
Cut the trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, they did what we would do if we were up there,
Pretty much.
only
but
with maybe less stupid jokes.
they announced some new.
At least we'd be funny.
Yeah.
Y'all, I should say.
Oh,
It's gonna be my show.
you'd be here.
You're in it now, man.
So they announced some new material for Fallout 4, some DLC based stuff. Whatever. I don't really care about elevators and it looks like there's an amusement park sort of thing.
I wish they would add more songs to the soundtrack in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Because after you listen to it over and over and over, it's a dope soundtrack, but
Well, you can mod Fallout 4, so then you could just play whatever you want.
yeah, but I don't want to be a cheater and a hacker.
Speaking of modding, Skyrim Remaster on consoles
With
looks
mods.
fantastic and has support for modding on consoles, which I'm super excited for.
Now, you all
because
know-
I'm a console gamer.
Now, you all know my opinion about Skyrim, but it still looked pretty sweet.
Yeah, did you see when they did that wipe across where they showed PlayStation 3 to PS4? It was beautiful.
And Jeff, you're a Skyrimer, aren't you?
Not really.
Really? Yeah, and I'm not huge on it either.
I'm not really big on it, no.
I think Skyrim Remaster is going to be great. I spent the week in my downtime looking up famous mods that I might want to play with when I get the game. And of course, one of the most popular is the I think it's called the Very Useful mod, where it turns all the dragons into flying Thomas the Tank Engines.
That's awesome.
I can't wait. And then there's another one, I believe, that turns all the horses into My Little Ponies. So I can't wait to be riding around on a My Little Pony, dressed as Batman, fighting with a candy cane against a flying tank, because then my kids will be able to play with me, right?
Yeah, and then just turn the sound off and you're good.
No, then you can just switch the music around. Just mod the hell out of it.
That's
Turn
true.
it into a weird fever dream of a video
Rated
game.
Or
M
like,
for
it's like
extremely modded.
Adventure Time, the game.
Rated M for meh.
All right, so what else did Bethesda have to talk about?
Okay, well, Bethesda did take a long time talking about Dishonored 2, which we got news of last year, but this year they actually showed us some footage from the game. For those who didn't play Dishonored 1, it's a cool game. It really is. I didn't play all of the first one, but it's a neat first-person experience. A lot about sneaking and using interesting, weird magic powers to like sneak around. In the second one, it takes place 15 years later. You can play as either the original main character or his daughter, who is now like the Empress. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. What I'm hoping is that the choice of playing as the father or the daughter will make the game distinctly different, and that they're not just trying to cash in and make it the same thing twice.
And make sure you mention that what platforms these are on.
Oh, okay. Well, all of them.
Okay, there you go. Easy enough. I know because we are going to talk about a few exclusives.
Oh, yeah, of course. Especially when we get into Microsoft. They had a very exclusive-heavy show.
Yeah, those exclusivists.
Exclusivity. What about you guys? Did you see anything that you remembered from the Bethesda show that really stood out to you?
No, I actually was more concerned with the EA show just because as someone who has played, you kind of gave it a dig, but as someone who's been playing FIFA since God knows when, and also just loves soccer, by the way, U.S. men's national team going to the semifinals of the Copa America, woo! I was very impressed with FIFA 17, and I'm excited about it.
Okay. Well, if we're going to talk about EA, I feel like they did just spend too much time talking about their sports titles, which, of course, they have their appeal. But, I mean, as core gamers, I don't think we just sit around playing Madden or FIFA all day.
But, I mean, they have the biggest global audience.
Well, yeah, but
particularly FIFA.
They also have all the money. I mean, they're
true.
EA. I wasn't overwhelmed with EA's showcase this year. I am trying to remember what all they showed.
Well, obviously,
it's a blur to me.
Yeah, well, then that obviously says that it wasn't much. So let's talk about the things that really did stick out to us instead of just trying to go through chronologically.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So, for example, first thing that just out of the blue comes to my mind, that new Spider-Man game, which by the way is going to have some VR action on PSVR.
Ooh.
And just...
Oh, is that right? That's pretty
honestly,
sweet.
First-person Spider-Man?
You go ahead and just tell us all about it, Jeff, because you were excited like me about this one.
Well, I was excited about it, for one, because the costume is just freaking amazing. It's very similar to the one in Civil War, but it's got like this... the symbiote
spider.
feel.
Yeah.
From the Venom symbiote. It's got
Yeah,
this white
it did look
spider.
like half and half, kind of.
Yeah, kind of like that. And from the trailer itself, all the amazing things you can do, like running off of buildings and then on cars and just the web swinging. And
the acrobatics of it, like, this is Spider-Man.
Oh, absolutely.
This is just like
is quintessential.
Just like in Civil War, we got our first view of, like, legitimate Spider-Man on film. Sorry, Toby and Andrew. And so, in this game, I was like, oh shit, that's Spider-Man. That's the coolest Spider-Man's look since Tony Hawk 2 when he was a secret character.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like what I was saying to you guys. I feel like if they can get the actual gameplay to match up with the trailer, because obviously it's a cinematic trailer, the actual gameplay, it could be a trading card game.
But we live in 2016 where that's true, where cinematics and the actual game sometimes are seamless.
Well, and let's hope that that's the case, because if so, then hooray, 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 looks awesome. If we're talking about PlayStation, I mean, the Sony conference was amazing. They had live music. It was game after game after game. I feel like they stole the show. I mean, they open up with God of War, which looks like they've gone completely off the script.
Kratos has a beard.
They're not making... Well, he had a beard before, but it was a goatee. Now it's a full beard.
Oh, he has a beard.
But it's no longer just a game like that big, flashy, quick-timey sort of game. Now it looks super realistic. It's an over-the-shoulder camera. It looks like it is Kratos, but it's a completely different game.
Is it just me, or did Kratos look kind of like the dude from Tron? What's the old Tron? The main guy. What's that actor's name?
You mean Jeff Bridges?
Jeff Bridges. I thought Kratos looked like Jeff Bridges. Like an Iron Man, how Jeff Bridges looked.
Maybe.
I think he looked like
Oh,
the
you
Iron
mean
Man.
he looked like Obadiah Stane's character?
Yeah.
Like the character,
I think
Obadiah
he looked
Stane.
just like him.
So what you mean to say is he looked like a middle-aged guy with a beard and no hair?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like all of those guys.
Yeah, but I think they might have modeled after him a little bit. Shout out to you, Sony.
I think they might have modeled him after Kratos.
Yeah, that too.
But, no,
And
the
Kratos
game.
has kids now.
Well, yeah. What I was saying to you earlier is maybe it's his kid, or maybe it's not his biological kid. But there does seem to be, he's trying to make some kind of physical human connection. There was that great moment where he tries to, you see from mine, he's about to pat him on the shoulder, and then he pulls back.
It definitely feels like a stepfather-stepson kind of a relationship from what I'm getting.
Yeah. Or, I mean, it could be a father-son thing. We don't know. We'll see. But, I mean, we saw that awesome troll attack them, and we saw that big-ass dragon flying in the background. It looks like it's going to be awesome, have all the great action of a God of War title, but also might be taking it in a more emotional. Maybe they're trying to expand on that.
Well, you have to think from Kratos' perspective. Obviously, from God of War 1, his original wife and child were massacred by what presumably was him. So
no, it was exactly.
It
him.
was.
Well, he was out of his mind. But
oh well, yeah.
what I'm saying is,
that after the story from Hercules.
Right. Well, all I'm saying is, so now, if he has, he's old, he's kind of got that, old Batman from Batman Superman thing going on, he lives with, 20 years of doing this, and how many good guys are still left kind of thing going on. And even now...
And he killed them all.
Yeah.
He wiped out everybody.
And so
he killed so many Greeks that he had to move to Scandinavia.
And so I'm saying, if he has, let's say, a wife and a kid, it's kind of also maybe even Magneto in this newest X-Men, that's he still lives with a lot of regret, so he can't show his affection the way he would have originally.
Yeah. Well, and I think that it's all summed up in that moment where, they finally killed the troll, they brought down the elk, the kid can't bring himself to put it out of its misery.
Do you think they're going to bring Norse gods into this?
Absolutely.
No, yeah, that's the whole setup.
That'll be dope.
But this moment where he's about to plunge the knife into the elk, he can't do it, and then he looks kind of downtrodden, and Kratos reaches out his hand like he's gonna pat him on the shoulder, and then he stops and puts his hand down. I think it just speaks to Kratos can't make human connections because of all the evil shit he's done in the past.
Yeah, he's killed a lot of people.
So
and gods.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think God of War is one of the things that I'm most excited to see brought back.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Especially because it's not just the same fucking game with a different map.
You know what, though? Continuing with the PlayStation 4 kind of thing going on, dude, the PS4, I mentioned just for a second with Spider-Man, but the PS4 VR stuff looked so sweet. For instance, Batman VR. You can put on the little demo they had was the first part of it was you as Bruce Wayne going and hearing about what's going on, going into the Batcave. You had to play. Alfred tells you have to play on the piano the right key sequence to get into the Batcave, and then you put on the cowl. And was it a stupid demo? You weren't fighting or anything, but just if I was there and I was just holy fucking shit,
first person Batman.
I'm becoming Batman right now. That's awesome. And apparently the graphics are phenomenal. It just sounds
first person Arkham.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you can obviously see that Sony is reading the market trend and is putting all their eggs in the VR basket. I mean, to have 50 titles between now and Christmas for a thing that they are just now releasing, that's heavy. That's a big launch.
Now, my con, though, so just the VR headset, $399 price tag on top of your PlayStation, and that doesn't include the gun controller you're going to need for first-person shooters and that kind of stuff. Well, you can just
presumably use a regular controller.
I know, but to get the extra stuff that you might need for some games, like the body movement thing and stuff, it's going to be more on top of that. That is pricey.
$400 for a peripheral is too much, especially because the PS4 released at $400 for the system.
Yeah.
And this isn't a system, it's a peripheral.
If you're going to drop 800 bones to play video games, good for you. You have a better job, higher paying job than I can.
Yeah.
Or you just invest more.
Or less responsibilities.
Or you have less.
Your parents got a lot of money.
Or you have a lot of credit card debt.
Now that being said, we did utilize VR for the first time last week at Comic-Con.
Yeah, it was cool.
And I want to play more VR now because I thought I had a good time. Jeff, have you ever used VR before?
I have not. My only VR experience was with the Virtual Boy way back in the day.
Oh man, no,
and
this
the
is
headaches.
Yeah, this is
that
a far cry from Virtual Boy. The little red lines and whatnot.
You know what though? But
it was horrible.
What was your out of 10 for Virtual Boy?
Virtual out of 10? Well, at the time I had it, I'd probably give it like a 7 at that point.
In hindsight?
In hindsight, like a -2.
I'm a big fan of those retroactive reviews.
Let's see what a Power Glove gets these days.
Oh my god.
So
They certainly don't use it for video games anymore.
So the other one I want to mention that I saw that is going to have a VR component, Resident Evil 7.
Dude,
Which
that
looked
they're
awesome and
getting back to their
terrifying.
horror roots. It looks horrifying.
It looked terrifying.
First person survival horror.
Virtual reality.
And I am so done with zombie games, but that looks so creepy.
Well,
Absolutely.
Here's the thing. The pinnacle of Resident Evil for me was Resident Evil 4. Was so good. And, by the way, originally GameCube exclusive, so good for you, GameCube. GameCube 10 out of 10 for me. I think that having that kind of stuff, that I remember, for instance, in Resident Evil 4, when you first walked into that room, and there was the guy with his chainsaw, and he just turned and went, "Rah!" and just started, like, I was freaking out, like, terrified. And watching this trailer made me feel that again. Like, oh shit, playing this, I'm gonna be terrified again. Because I didn't play Resident Evil 6, I heard it was shit. I played Resident Evil 5 for like 10 minutes, and was like, boo. And I want to get back to that, like, oh my goodness, I'm terrified.
Well, and the thing is, actually, Resident Evil 4 is where they changed the format up, and it went from being a survival horror kind of game to being an action horror kind of game.
Right.
Now, because they're switching to this, it seems like they might be going back to more of a survival horror sort of thing. Because the thing about the original games is, because you couldn't move the camera, because you couldn't shoot while moving, you had so many limitations that you felt like you were trapped while playing it. You know what I mean? That's what made it more terrifying.
Yeah, kind of like Dino Crisis too. Also Capcom.
Well, yeah, exact same thing, just dinosaurs instead of...
And by the way, I
zombies.
didn't mean that as in Dino Crisis also. I meant Dino Crisis 2, because the first one was shit, but Dino Crisis 2 was dope.
Yeah, it was.
The story was stupider than Dino Crisis 1, but the gameplay was more fun.
Yeah. Dino... You know, they should have done a crossover with, like, zombie dinosaurs.
Yeah, Resident Dino Crisis Evil.
It was called Torok.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well played.
That's true.
Jeff with the save. Anyway, oh, sorry.
So that was, I mean, for me, for Sony, that was kind of the big
Sony they had such an awesome conference. They had the live orchestra there, you know, playing the music.
Oh, it was theatrical.
Come on. Yeah, they can put on a damn show. And, I mean, then that moment with Hideo Kojima came out, and the crowd went mind-fuck crazy.
If any of you guys don't know who Hideo Kojima is, he's the creator of Metal Gear Solid.
Well, but here's the thing. He's no longer with Konami.
I know,
so now we're like, what's he going to do now that
he started
he's on his own? Exactly. So like now that he's done working with Konami, what's he going to do on his own? So he comes out and he shows us this trailer for something called Death Stranding. It was just a short cinematic of nude Norman Reedus, basically.
Pandering to the females, I'm pretty sure.
But it was so touching and emotional and dark, and who the fuck knows what that game is about or what you do in it. For all I know, it's actually Pong, and they just have Norman Reedus do like
naked
it with his dick instead of the paddles.
You know,
we just knock the Pong ball back and forth.
Thinking about
and the Pong ball's a naked baby.
Thinking about Metal Gear Solid history, Hideo has a thing for naked people in his games.
Yeah,
like not like having sex, just being naked.
But the guy's a visionary.
Like riding,
he knows how to make
cartwheels naked, holding his balls.
Yes, we all
that
know
happened.
He likes naked dudes, and in this case, he chose Norman Reedus,
which is cool. That's fine.
But that cinematic trailer, it was like actual Norman Reedus. It was beautiful. It was like beautiful. I don't know. You really liked it too, right?
It was good. It was trippy. It was kind of a mindfuck in parts. It's just like. Hey, it's Norman Reedus. Oh, he's naked. And a kid.
He's got a baby. Oh, now the baby's turned into oil. Oh, now the oil turned into footprints. Now he's crying. Why are there so many dead crabs? What is this game about?
And this is actually a real-life adaptation of SpongeBob.
And honestly, it sounded very Metal Gear-esque. That kind of stuff, like what the hell's happening, is very Metal Gear.
It looks so crazy. It just looks really interesting. Now, Jeff, I remember you saying that there was a particular game that you saw that you were really into.
Yeah, there was. It was called We Happy Few. And it's an interesting concept to see because...
This is also PS4?
I think this one was multi-platform.
I think it's multi-platform,
okay.
I believe. But it takes place in like a 1960s alternate universe where people now have to take this drug called joy. And I guess what it is, it's like a psychedelic drug that just makes you perceive reality as, this happy and fun and...
So it's LSD.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like, the guy's off his joy, and then he starts to see the world for what it really looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, you can see the trailer, But basically what it is this guy is sitting at his desk, and he's looking up newspaper articles, and he has this female coworker in. And the crazy thing is, these characters, they all have their faces painted white.
Weird.
It is. So it's creepy in that sense. But then basically what happens is this coworker comes in. She's like, "Come on, we gotta get to this party in the conference room." And apparently we got a piñata. And the guy gets up and goes around the office, which is like this newsroom, and it's trashed. And he finally makes it to the conference room, and there's these 4 or 5 people, and they're beating on this piñata, which is not even hung up.
Yeah.
And they're like, here, you gotta hit the piñata. And all of a sudden, he goes to hit the piñata, and blood squirts out. And it turns out that this piñata is actually a freaking rat that these people are beating up and ripping apart and eating.
Ew.
They're like eating its
So,
insides.
Wait, so when they're on this drug, like they see the world as like happiness, but they're really like doing really fucked up stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That sounds
basically what
fascinating.
happens is they realize he's off this drug, and they call security, which is like these... Imagine if the Joker was a Bobby.
Yeah, they're like clown cops.
Yeah.
Or inspectors.
Inspectors. And they're what's like, we got a downer. That's what they call these people off the joy. And you're basically running from these cops or whatever, and that's where it cuts off. And it's just like, it's creepy and interesting. So that would be a title to actually look into.
Yeah, I think it looked really good. The artwork, it was very reminiscent of like BioShock.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly realistic, but given the subject matter, that makes a lot of sense. I think it could be a really cool psychological thriller.
Absolutely.
Speaking of psychological thrillers, we have another title from the company that made Heavy Rain as well as Beyond Two Souls called Detroit Become Human, which is basically another playable narrative. Their games aren't really about gameplay as much as it is about telling a story. And in this case, it's a near future thing where you're an android, and it's dealing with the concept of, if you have artificial intelligence, are you a real boy?
So it's RoboCop.
Yeah,
and Pinocchio.
It's RoboCop mixed with Pinocchio.
I don't know if it's gonna have some. From looking at the trailer, it seems like there's some kind of time travel aspect to it, or maybe it's just a perception thing, because it looks like basically he shows up at the top roof. He's a detective, and he shows up at the top roof of this building. There is a guy who's got a gun to the head of this little girl. And he says that he's an android, and then his life doesn't matter or whatever. So whose life matters? And the first time he jumps off the cliff or the building, android and little girl die. Then they
I remember this one.
Then it resets, and it shows him doing it a different way. And that time he saves the girl, but the android still drops. And it shows like
it's like the one where you're a negotiator.
Yeah. It seems like you're a negotiator, something like that.
Basically, all your decisions affect the outcome of what happens.
Yeah.
Like if you either fall off, the girl falls off,
Then
I remember that one.
Then finally, the last one, he saves the girl because the guy says like, "I trust you," and he lets the girl go, and he's like gonna put himself into custody. But then the snipers just like riddle him with bullet holes, and he falls down, and he looks at him, and he's like, "You lied," and then he falls down dead. And that's where you see the look in the main character's eyes. Is like, what does it mean to be an android? They don't consider us human. You know what I mean? So I think it could be very interesting, even though I'm not a particularly huge fan of their games because the actual gameplay isn't super exciting. The storytelling is.
That sounds like some crazy robot shit.
Yeah, I think it's better suited as a movie than as. But then again, I guess that's just Blade Runner, isn't it? That's just Blade Runner.
Blade Runner 5000.
All right, so moving past Sony, what about Microsoft? What do you have to say about them?
Microsoft had a lot of exclusives. By the way, We Happy Few, that was from the Microsoft panel. That's on Xbox and PC.
Okay, either way.
I just double checked it to be
My
sure. So Microsoft didn't have as good of
Halo Wars 2.
Didn't have as
which
good
looked
of an
kinda
actual
cool,
show.
And the beta launched right away. So.
But yeah, we got Halo Wars 2, which looks really neat. We have a lot of cool titles. They did announce the Xbox One S as well as Project Scorpio.
The little baby Xbox that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and then
40% smaller.
2 TB hard drive. That's huge.
Yeah, well, they actually have 3 different models. They have the 500 gig, the 1 terabyte, and the 2 terabyte. So
that's nuts.
Yeah,
it's basically like a $50 price point between each. So you got $299 for your 500 gigs, and then $349 rather for your terabyte, and then $399 for your 2 terabyte.
So basically what they gave was the kind of Cold Stone Creamery version of the. Do you want to maybe run out of data? Do you want to most definitely never?
Or do you gotta
data?
have it?
Or do you gotta have it and never fucking run out of data?
And then we do have Project Scorpio that they're working on, which seems like it's going to be a really powerful machine. The question is
that the new Xbox?
That's what's going to come next.
So Xbox 2.
Well, it's called Project Scorpio.
Which, well, that's...
So I think they're going to move away from Xbox 360 or Xbox One or Xbox 2, and they're going to go, into the
the
Zodiac.
I was going to say, the product might be called the Scorpio. They might be getting away from Xbox altogether.
I hope we call it the Bill Gates.
I mean, it wasn't the Nintendo 64 and then the Nintendo 128, and you know what I mean? It was the Nintendo 64, then the GameCube,
the Nintendo
then the Wii,
GameCube,
then the Wii U.
The Nintendo.
We did not, speaking of Nintendo, I mean, we're jumping all over the place.
We'll talk about Nintendo.
This is super scatterbrained.
No, keep talking about Microsoft. We're going to talk about Nintendo afterwards.
Well, I was just going to talk about consoles. The fact that they didn't announce the NX.
Well, they mentioned
presumably it will be later this year.
We'll just keep going. We'll get there.
But yeah, as far as Microsoft is concerned, they showcased a lot of exclusives. We got a new Gears of War. We have now I'm not a big fan of racing games, but if you guys saw the trailer for their new racing game, is it Gran Turismo or
Forza.
Is it Forza? Yeah,
Forza.
I know Gran Turismo's PlayStation. Forza's. It looks really cool because it takes place all in Australia. They said it's the biggest open world that they've ever put together. It looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And apparently, no matter what you're driving and where you're driving, so if you're on a dune buggy somewhere, or if you're in your fancy car, you and your friends can all get together and automatically jump together to the same stretch of road and have a race.
Another one that looked really cool for me for Microsoft, Titanfall 2. Titanfall 1 was sweet. Titanfall 2 looked even cooler.
Here's the thing about Titanfall 2 that I think is good. It's the same thing that I want to say about Battlefront 2.
Okay.
Obviously, companies made a mistake. In this case, with Battlefront, it's EA. The Titanfall, it's is that Bungie? Who put Titanfall together?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't remember offhand. I'll have to look that up. But in any case, they thought, okay, people play online games because or play first-person shooters for online multiplayer, which isn't necessarily right. People play a campaign to get good at the game, so that then they can go into the multiplayer and they can be good at it.
I mean, presumably, yes, that's how it works.
So Titanfall didn't have a campaign. Battlefront didn't have a campaign. Enough people spoke up. Now we're going to have a campaign in Titanfall 2, and presumably something for when there's Battlefront 2.
Yeah, and I am the kind that I agree with you. I like a campaign mode, also because, I just like a story. I like to be told a story.
No, call me antisocial, but I like to play one-player games.
Yeah, that's actually called asocial.
Whatever. I mean, this week I've been playing back through Darksiders 2.
So you've been real asocial?
I've been really Darksiders.
Darksiders 3 is also a thing.
What?
I think so.
I hadn't heard shit about that.
I thought this was.
Are you sure you're talking about Darksiders or Dark Souls?
Dark Souls.
My bad. Don't do that to me.
My bad.
Don't do that to me.
Gang.
It's like, you only got 2 other gods to play as.
Yeah,
not horsemen, rather.
The horsemen.
I was thinking Dark Souls. My bad. All right. So moving on from Microsoft, let's talk about now.
Well, again, there's things that we can.
No, we're just jumping through what we.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, this is all just very free form. We're not structuring this very hard because I mean, Gears of War 4 looks incredible. It looked really cool.
I was never a fan of Gears of War 1 through 3.
Mass Effect Andromeda looks great.
Cool.
I don't know what is going to be all detailed in that. There's a lot of really cool titles this year, I think, and VR is going to be the really big push.
But Microsoft.
Not for Microsoft,
didn't have
but
a
even
lot.
that Microsoft is
Big
saying
thing for
that
Or was
that's
it Oculus,
what they're
so-
working towards with
Yeah.
their Project Scorpio and whatnot is to, because VR is the way the market is going.
Eventually.
Now, there's always going to be people that just want to sit down and play at a console at their house on their TV, and that's totally fine. But VR, especially for first person, it changes the whole game up. I mean, imagine you're booting up and you're playing Skyrim and you look and you see an actual dragon fly overhead, or you flip into No Man's Sky, you could run over to your ship, jump in, and then fly into space, and everywhere you see your stars. That's incredible!
Yeah, I don't know.
Or
Full immersion gameplay.
Or you can finally, choke the shit out of the Joker as Batman.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd love to see first-person titles out of things we don't expect. Like, imagine being a first-person Jedi, being able to throw your lightsaber and ish.
I'm going to use that as a segue because there's my 2 cents on the thing. I agree, but there are some games that I want to still be third person, and they're going to try and incorporate some kind of first person thing into it because you have to do the VR with the first person, at least presumably for now, and I don't know how I feel about that. And that segues me into Final Fantasy 15. Because we got a big, long, huge look at Final Fantasy 15, which every single part of that, right now, the look that we got, I'm going to give a 9.5. It looked...
Like where they fought that giant...
Everything. Everything was awesome.
Huge Titan monster.
Yeah, everything was awesome. But we also got our first look at Final Fantasy 15 VR, where Prompto had his stupid VR headset in the game on, and then you put it on, and then you were just helping the team out by shooting as Prompto, and it was cool looking to think I'm in a Final Fantasy game, but
if you're gonna do something like that, take it back to Final Fantasy VII or something.
But even
VR,
you wouldn't be able to see anything.
But even it's just, to me, that's not Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy to me is controlling the whole party, not just one person.
Agreed.
Go into Elder Scrolls, perfect VR stuff, like you're saying. But Final Fantasy is about you controlling a team on an adventure.
But what if that is for co-op play? What if I can be Noctis and the team, and he could be Prompto?
But it's not. The Final Fantasy VR was just you as Prompto with his little camera thing.
No, but there's nothing to say that
they change that.
That it's not possible that it would be set up for co-op play. I mean, hell, we did co-op play for Final Fantasy IX back at Thanksgiving with Big Jeff with the tattoos, and we voiced all the characters ourselves. It's one of the most fun games I've ever played. We should do that live on the air sometime.
That would be cool. I don't know. I think that just part of me is there's some games that I want to do third person. I want to be able to
I totally agree. When Assassin's Creed Empires comes out, or whatever they choose to name it, Empires presumably, I'm super excited. I don't necessarily want... I mean...
Actually, Assassin's Creed would be dope.
And Assassin's Creed VR would be cool, especially walking around Renaissance Italy, or walking around Victorian London. That could be really cool. But at the same time, I do like certain games to be third person. We need to keep that. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, give the option for first-person VR, or was this a game that came out a few years ago where you can switch between first and third person? I know there's a couple games that
Elder Scrolls, you can do that.
Fallout, you can do that.
Fallout, okay.
Fallout, you can do that. Elder Scrolls, you can do that. Bethesda does that a lot. Where
all right,
they figure you take the time to make a character, you might as well be able to see it.
Yeah. Actually, you know what?
I think it was the Elder Scrolls.
And also initially. Pod racing on N64. You could also do it on there. And Star Fox.
Yeah, Star Fox.
Now, if we before we move on and start talking about some other things, there were a couple things that I wasn't too keen on.
So you want to talk about it? You go ahead.
Well, no, because we're going to talk about Nintendo.
Yeah.
Obviously, Nintendo. Cool. One of the things I'm not too keen on was the fact that they only showed one thing,
which was my favorite thing.
Instead of having a full conference.
But sometimes less is more.
Yeah, and that is true.
When you come out with a masterpiece, you don't need to talk about other stuff.
So, given the fact that it's a masterpiece,
Beethoven only needs to play one symphony at a time for 30 minutes. He's good.
I think Zelda Breath of the Wild might be the best Zelda game ever.
I think you mean, is it Breath of the Wind? I thought.
No, it's Breath of the Wild or Wilds. I think it has an S on the end of it.
What do you have to say here? It's Breath of the Wild. My bad. Yeah. You're right. I thought it was Breath of the Wind.
I can read.
I misread. Well,
did you?
That one I did not.
Did not get a chance to see the treehouse.
You know what?
I shall.
While you start talking about it, I'm gonna turn this down and let him watch the trailer while you're talking about
That's fair.
This is how
So Breath of the Wild looks fantastic. It's finally like an actual open world. It looks like they kind of took elements from the artwork that they went with Twilight Princess, which was a little bit more dark and realistic, and then also took some of the lighter aspects from like Wind Waker or Skyward Sword and kind of blended them together.
And then some of the badassery of Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, to create this world that is whimsical and fantastic, but at the same time isn't big-headed cartoon characters like they did with Wind Waker. Apparently, if you have now a file from the Twilight Princess, you can actually have the Link Wolf as a companion in the game.
That's awesome.
That's something I read somewhere, which I'm like, oh shit. Well, if I'm gonna play that, I'm gonna play Twilight Princess first just to have a companion.
Listen, there hasn't been a lot of times where I've seen things that have been like, holy shit, I need to get a Wii. But
yeah, right.
But this was the one time where watching this, I was like, I need a Wii for this, or I need a friend with a Wii who I can mooch off.
Yeah, it just
because this looks awesome.
It looks like everything that was good about Wind Waker, everything that was good about Ocarina of Time, and everything that was good about Twilight Princess all together.
And also everything that's been good about every other game. Like the fact that you have to like cook, and so you don't just go cutting grass to find hearts now. If you want to restore your health, you have to rest and cook and eat. That's straight out of like from Metal Gear Solid 3, and then from since then. That's dope.
Or just survival games in general, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about like yes. I don't know. And also, the combat looked like very Zelda, but also had some kind of new sort of like Kingdom Hearts kind of stuff going on. I thought was cool. And the graphics, dude. Nintendo usually in graphics department gets the like, oh, haha, dudes. But like this was.
Well, see, that's one of the good things about going with a stylistic, maybe cell shading and whatnot. You could play, for instance, the Wind Waker right now, and the graphics look fantastic because it's not trying to look
cartoon.
Photorealistic.
Which, by the way, Wind Waker, I've been trying to find that to play it again. It's expensive.
Really? It's a good title.
It's like $100.
It's a lot of fun. And they added a lot of really cool things in it, like the idea that his eyes move to look at whatever he's looking at, and his facial expressions change.
I think on eBay it's like $250 or something.
But they had to make his head really big so you could even notice.
Cartoon Link.
But yeah, that was really cool. Were there any games that you saw that you were like, nah, whatever? Like, especially ones that like other people might say like, wow, that looks really cool, and you're like,
Watch Dogs 2.
Watch Dogs 2 is one of the ones I was about to mention.
Like, I don't, whatever.
Watch Dogs 1 was meh. It looked really, really cool, and then once you played it, you're like, oh, this is just kind of dumb.
I don't know. And obviously every game has like a big fan base, but honestly, nothing about the trailer for Watch Dogs 2 got me into it at all. Even the music, I was like, this is kind of annoying.
Here's the thing that I really didn't like about Watch Dogs 2. I was hoping, praying when I was watching the trailer, that at no point he was going to pull out a gun. I was like, look, if this game is about a guy who's a hacker, it's like the first game was about it was Grand Theft Auto, but with hacking. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, then that makes him a terrorist, right? Like, but in this one, I was like, why does he have to also be a killer? Why can't you have a character that just does their thing without having to throw in a shooting mechanic?
Because we live in America, where Second Amendment provides guns.
Exactly. Like, maybe give him a little billy club so he can beat off some guys and get out of there. Yeah, that was my choice of words. But I don't know. Like, what do you think? Does every game have to be about killing? Can we have a protagonist that isn't also a killer?
Nah, I mean, because even Mario kills.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Pac-Man. You can have protagonists that don't kill, and I'm thinking in terms of, for instance, Firewatch, which I mentioned on the show before. That's just you exploring and reporting fires. Great game, awesome protagonist. You fall in love with them. I'm still in love with you, but you never call me back, you asshole. Dr. Mario, you're not killing anything.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm talking about like a game that is an action-oriented game. That you don't necessarily like. Okay, so in that game,
I went through Metal Gear Solid and was rewarded by just stunning and not killing people.
There you go.
And,
exactly.
And actually, in Undertale on PC, which huge, highly rated RPG that's very based off of Earthbound, and actually, shout out to Matt Pat and Game Theory. They connect the two that they think it's a continuation of the story. Undertale, you're actually more rewarded by being like kind and sparing your villain.
There are a lot of games that now have like perks for, not perks, but trophies for playing through the path of pacifist. You know what I mean? Like choosing to not kill enemies,
Also,
or avoiding combat, stuff like that.
in the My Little Pony game on Nintendo DS, you don't kill anyone.
Not in the version I played.
Oh shoot,
My Little Pony Armageddon.
that was a mod from Skyrim.
Yeah.
So
Apocalypse Pony.
Jeff just got the chance to watch the trailer. Jeff, so tell us what you think about Zelda.
Oh my god, that looks freaking amazing. And the fact that, too, I mean, in some scenes it's more realistic, and then, like, all of a sudden I got this one scene where it's cel-shaded. And the fact that you can actually wear armor in this one.
Yeah. They're like, there's going to be a loot system.
Yeah.
There's a loot system, yeah.
And Link doesn't wear a hat all the time.
He doesn't, no. I didn't think that was
I don't
Link.
wear a hat all the time.
No, you don't.
Also, by the way, so we didn't even mention this, but so the story for that Zelda game, yeah, we just totally just didn't give a shit about. You were talking about Ben and went back to Zelda.
That's fine. Like,
so
it's
Link,
our podcast. We do whatever the fuck we
so
want.
Link apparently has been asleep for 100 years, and he wakes up from his slumber, and Hyrule's like kind of shit.
I'm
And
tired
so
of saving that bitch. I need a rest.
Yeah, Zelda presumably might be dead because it's been 100 years.
For 100 years, Navi was just like, hey, listen! Hey, listen! And then Link's sleep, he's just turning over.
See,
yeah!
see, no,
Yeah.
he was like, see down, see left.
Just getting this. Yeah!
Yeah!
That's how Link sleeps.
That's it. Yeah! So yeah, Zelda, already I'm going to pre-rate it and give it a 10 out of 10. It's probably going to be awesome.
It's good. It looks really good.
Can we talk about the other, before we kind of start heading to our final thoughts on E3, there's one game that I really wanted to mention that we didn't talk about. And I'm talking about South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
Oh, The Fractured Butthole had such a great, like,
Everything
Trey and
about
Matt,
it.
Everything about the whole time they were up on stage. We didn't even talk about Ubisoft, to be honest.
No, we're not.
But-
Let's talk about
I
South
was
Park.
actually going to mention the fact that we haven't talked about that one yet, so thank you, Josh. for
Again,
bringing that up.
we've just been all over the place.
Yeah.
But who cares? If you're into gaming like this...
Okay,
whatever.
so the Stick of Truth was phenomenal, but it had some of its complaints. It was very linear, the storyline was too short, and the combat was, even if you put it on the most difficult mode, it was still pretty easy. It looks like The Fractured Butthole is really going to kind of address some of those things, like, head on, but not in the way we would think. Like, oh, so we just made the AI smarter, and in the combat so that it's more difficult and you have to think of more strategy. No, fuck that. Matt and Trey just totally redid the combat and it looks sweet.
They turned it into like a tactics sort of thing as opposed to just a regular.
It looks like very like Fire Emblem kind of.
Yeah.
I think it's
fact,
great.
You get to make your own superhero, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have all these different classes
Douchebag.
for you to play as.
And you can get more, and you can do more than one class instead of Stick of Truth, where you had to be whatever you picked, Jew or whatever.
One of just four
now,
classes.
you can change your class as you go on, and you can even start putting classes together later on in the game, which
So
is
you could
awesome.
be like
So you can cross-class.
Speedster /
Yeah.
laser beam vision.
And also, their satire of just the entire idea of making superhero movie franchises, again on Netflix. Like, I was watching that trailer, and I was like, yes. How do Matt and Trey know just everything I want at the time I want it?
Yeah. It looks
Because they
amazing.
literally thought of it like 6 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks amazing. Another thing that is funnier than I think with South Park, we just stepped into this conflict between the elves and the humans. As I recall, you don't get to see why they split. In this one, we get to see clearly why the superheroes split and decide to have a civil war. So I guess it'll be Civil War? Yeah, Civil War, bro.
Yeah. And then they just kind of go in on it. I
love that part Cartman gives you your backstory.
Yeah.
It's just like, his mom fucked his dad.
I already know that the jokes are going to be on point because there were a significant portion of Stick of Truth I was laughing out loud while sitting by myself.
Absolutely.
I know it's going to happen again with this one. I know the writing's going to be excellent. I know that the game's just going to be fun. It's going to be seamless transition. It's going to be like the first one, playing an episode of the show, a long episode of the show.
Kind of like the movie or their series that they do with Imagination Land.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, that series, South Park.
No, I meant the episode series, like 3-parters.
I'm interested
The one
to
where they
see.
get to take their
Now,
time.
the only thing that I'm a little disappointed about, and this is obviously stupid, just huge South Park fan complaint is that we already had Butters as Professor Chaos in Stick of Truth because he didn't roleplay as anything else. So I'm kind of disappointed that he's still Professor Chaos. I'd like to see Butters as something new. Now, who's to say? We don't know. Professor Chaos might evolve into bigger Professor Chaos, but
You mean the anime one?
yeah, no, that also was from
That
Stick of
was
Truth.
from Stick of
Yeah.
Truth. That was a special
We
attack.
don't know what might happen, but as Butters being probably like my third or fourth favorite character, I would love to have
Senior
more
Professor Chaos.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to see more.
associate, a tenured Professor Chaos.
I want to see more Randy Marsh in this game.
Oh God.
As a
I
playable
Randy.
character, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be
Like
him versus Bat Dad.
Yeah. Oh, Bat Dad's got to be in it,
Bring
right?
Bat Dad back, yeah.
And I mean,
And
they got to fight Cthulhu.
PC Principal's coming into this one.
Yeah,
Yes.
PC Principal will be in it. God, I love last season of South Park.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the next one to come out.
I am just excited for the game.
That's got to wait another 5 years.
and that's dope that you buy the game and it comes with the Stick of Truth. Like,
Yeah, well, that was one of my biggest complaints when it came out. It was like, wait a minute, but the new consoles just came out. How are you not releasing this on the new consoles?
yeah.
And the only reason I got to play it was because I borrowed
My Xbox.
yours. Because when I got my PS4, I traded in my PS3. I was like, no, I'm going all next gen now. And that came back to bite me.
And you can beat Stick of Truth in 10 hours. So.
No, yeah, it's super simple.
So, overall, what was your favorite thing about E3 2016?
Oh, man. Well, my fudge.
Your fudge.
You know what? To tell you the truth,
Was it tasty?
the one I'm most excited for is to get back in the world of Skyrim. It was one of the best games I've ever played in my life, and I want to be able, but I'm not a PC gamer, so I didn't get all the benefits the PC gamers get with all the modding and the remapping and whatnot. Now I'm gonna be able to do all that. So I think that's really, really exciting.
All right, fair enough. Jeff, your biggest exciting moment of number 3.
Well, I'd have to say that I'm excited for the new God of War. That's something I'd like to pick up because I love the other 4 games that they did for it. At least for the main console, PC, PS, whatever. Put a number on it. And then also I really want to see the We Happy Few. I'm interested in playing that. I actually might go next gen because I'm kind of old school. Or behind a little.
I'm behind also.
Yeah. But yeah, that was actually something that I would love to delve into a little more to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
And for me, as much as I love the new Zelda, and that really was like the thing that at the show was like, wow, that looks so freaking good. I just don't know if I'll ever be able to hop into the new, like the Wii U Nintendo world. So the one that's the most realistic, I think, for me, and I am just so stoked about, Fractured Butthole.
Fractured
I
Butthole.
just love South
It's
Park.
fractured butthole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like saying Fractured Butthole.
But they say Fractured Butthole.
I understand that, but
Now, if we're gonna talk
it's
about
not the joke.
the biggest moment in E3, though, that like my favorite moment, not favorite game necessarily, even though I'm crazy excited for it, when Sony opened up their press conference, they played this big musical number, and it was a play on the God of War song. Everyone starts freaking out, screaming, but they weren't entirely sure what it was. They were just like freaking out, screaming, like excited that it was getting started.
And they're at
So then
E3.
we see this cabin or whatever, and then this little boy's talking, and out of the shadows steps Kratos. The crowd went wild. They went and freaked out because, oh my God, it's Kratos and he's got a beard. It was just an amazing moment because you have a live orchestra right there playing. Everything's dark. It was just, that moment was amazing.
I concur.
And
Definitely agree
it was
with that.
the opening of their conference. That's why I think they had the best conference. I think they won E3
They drew
this
you
year.
in from the get-go.
They had you, and they didn't let you go the whole time.
No.
They had you for the end. And they did a shorter conference. It was only like a little over an hour. So they just packed it full of game after game after game. So Sony, I think you win it this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I will agree. That was a good assessment.
Yeah.
I didn't really rate them in terms of which conference I thought was the best, so good for you, Sony.
Yeah.
It's all about the trailers.
It's all about the bass, no treble.
Yeah, leave out the treble.
Boo.
One other game that has been talked about a lot that I just remember we forgot to mention is Days Gone By, the new post-apocalyptic zombie game. It seems like we have way too many of those. And that's what I'm going to say about this one. Don't get me wrong, the fact
I'm
that you're
thinking
like...
this is probably a clone of The Walking Dead, but they couldn't call it The Walking Dead.
Well,
so
it looks,
just call it Days
it
Gone
looks
By.
like it could just as easily take place in The Last of Us world, or like
True.
be 28 weeks later the movie or the game.
So basically, any other thing that's already been done.
Yeah, like you're a biker, part of like a biker gang or whatever, but you're in the future where there's a zombie apocalypse. Now, the one thing I will say is those zombies all on screen together running like a flood. Yeah, it looked really cool. It looked really, really cool. It basically looked like if you took Left 4 Dead and you mix it with The Last of Us, and with a little touch of maybe Uncharted in there, which that sounds amazing. But that being said, do we need another goddamn zombie game?
If there's a market for it, they're gonna keep making them, man.
Yeah, as long as The Walking Dead's still on TV.
I mean, we got Resident Evil 7, which is going to be an awesome VR scary experience, and then if you're really going to do that, I want to see what happens next in The Last of Us. I mean, it ended with such a really heartbreaking moment. I want to see what comes next. Just make Last of Us 2. Don't give me a weird biker game. I don't need biker zombies.
True.
But anyway, that's just my assessment on it. I think we basically talked about all the big ones from E3, although I'm sure someone will be like, I can't believe you didn't talk about Transformicon 7. I'm like, what the fuck is a Transformicon?
Well, I think for us, I think that was it for E3.
I agree.
Yeah.
That wraps it up E3 for us.
By the way,
for we three.
So, just to go back a little bit, I found the little turtle. His name is Blade.
You were looking at the turtle?
There he is. He's
man, we're going to have to tweet that out.
Put his wheels on Blade.
Oh,
there
man.
He is. Look at him go.
Oh, my God, it's a turtle on wheels. He's so small.
Go, Blade, go.
Oh, my gosh.
He can move freely again.
All right, well, we should probably move on instead of just watching videos while recording. So... every week we end our shows the same way. By the way, we're done with E3, right? We're done?
Done.
Okay.
You were too busy watching the turtle. We just said that.
I know, I just didn't want to step on anyone's toes.
No, we just
said
we were
so
Steel toes, I'm good.
wearing steel toes. So
Be
Big Jeff with the
prepared.
tattoo is always ready to fight. That's why he's Big Jeff with the tattoos. Now, we end every show with our Clash of the Tides. Clash of the Tides!
How many times have I told you not to yell?
Both of you need to chime in.
How many times have I told you not to
I'm
yell?
not doing this shit by myself.
Clash of the Tides.
Titans clashing.
There you go. Now, Clash of the Tides last week, we ran Falco Lombardi v Han Solo. And predictably, because of name recognition alone, it's Han Solo, baby.
With 60% of the vote.
60%. Although Falco Lombardi, that's a pretty strong showing.
So I lost this week.
Han shot first.
Yeah, and Falco...
Despite having better training and better equipment, it doesn't matter because Han shot first.
And being a bird.
And being a bird, yeah.
And
I wonder if they cooked him after he won.
And so I'm assuming
They held a waste.
I'm assuming that Falco though, well, Han was winning. He said like, "Fox, I can't shake him."
Right. I got one on my tail.
Fox, I can't shake him.
And then Pepe was up in space. He's like, "Only if your father was here."
Yeah. And then Slippy was like, "Hey, help me, Fox!"
And Fox was like, I'm the star. Guys, you guys have to stay here. I'm gonna go fight Andros by myself. Why? Why, Fox? We can all go in together.
'Cause it's Star Fox, you twits!
Uncle Andros.
You ever notice that? Like in the very end, he's like, I'm gonna go in alone. And they, like the last mission, remember the one on the N64?
Yeah.
You fly down into the tunnel by yourself. Why? Why does he like that? God, it has to go against protocol altogether.
Fox, but there are four of us.
The Colonel.
I'm going rogue.
Colonel Droopy Dog or whatever his name was. Would probably been like, good luck. You know that guy. He'd probably like, Fox, what are you doing?
I always imagine him just being the dog from the sad dog. What was his name?
Droopy Dog.
Was his name Droopy?
Yeah.
From the cartoons?
Yeah.
Yeah, Droopy.
Oh, you mean Huckleberry Hound?
No, Droopy.
It was either Droopy Dog or
blue.
Yeah, well, he either meant Droopy Dog or Huckleberry Hound.
Yeah, it's definitely Droopy.
All right. So anyway, enough of that nonsense.
Yeah, that was a tangent.
What about these Titans clashing?
Yeah, this week is clashing in Titans?
This is the battle of the fire-breathing dragons.
Ooh, fire-breathing dragons.
So, in my greatest dragon-talking voice, I will tell you about our first dragon combatant.
Where is your character from?
I don't. It's the guy from.
It's just vaguely British.
No, it's the mysterious man from the fog in St. James's Park in London. Which, if you guys want to hear that story, I'll tell it to you another time.
I thought if we were talking about dragons, we'd speak like Welshmen.
All right. Anyway, enough of that. All right. So our first in corner A, we have Smaug of the what mountain is he guard? The Lonely Mountain.
Yeah. The last great fire drake.
Yeah, in Middle Earth. He guards a shit ton of treasure. He blows fire. He kills Lake Town.
He's
pretty much.
Fucking gigantic.
He's voiced by the one and only Benedict Cumberbatch. And he gets killed kind of like a bitch by Bard.
Yeah, Bard does put him down like a bitch because he has a weak point.
But other than his one weak point, he's pretty impenetrable.
But here's the thing, I'm thinking Smaug's weak point is very similar to the weak point on our other competitor.
Who is? Draco.
His name's Draco, and he's the dragon from Dragonheart.
Oh, voiced by the one and only
Sean Connery.
Yeah,
that's Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
So give us Draco's specs, Jeff.
He's a dragon.
He has more limbs than Smaug.
He does.
Smaug is actually more of a wyvern than a dragon because he's only got 4 limbs. 2 legs, 2 wings. Whereas Draco is a true dragon. 4 legs, 2 wings. Right. So that means that
so he's got a limb advantage.
Yeah, he can grab him while they're flying in air. Now, that being said, Draco is considerably smaller than Smaug.
Considerably.
But Draco also has not been sleeping for hundreds of years. So Draco has more combat experience.
And he's got that fan blade John on his tail.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He can
Also, Draco, I feel like, is more intelligent.
I'd say they're both rather intelligent.
Well, yes. I mean, because dragons themselves, in the mythologies, are intelligent beings to begin with.
Right. But I feel like Smaug's only thing was hanging out and sleeping with a bunch of gold and being mad at people who come and fuck with them. Draco was like...
sleeping in a cave and eating people.
No, but Draco also, after he gets out of the cave, he's conversing, he's being intellectual, he's telling stories about the star dragons.
Well, Draco is like a noble dragon. He's like a knight.
Yeah.
Whereas Smaug is just a dick.
Yeah.
He's like, I want your treasure, so I'm gonna fucking take it. I don't give a shit about you dwarves.
Right. Which, by the way, really pissed me off.
Yeah, dude. The mountain smoked beneath the moon.
Yeah.
The dwarves, they heard the tramp of doom.
I mean...
they fled their halls to dying fall beneath his feet, beneath the moon. The Hobbit, motherfucker.
Do you have any more?
No more.
You want me to do the whole movie? I was gonna say, you want me to do the whole thing?
No. So I was always a big fan of Draco from Dragonheart.
And they basically have the same weak point. Yeah. They have a little spot in their chest where you can kill them.
Alright, so how do you see this battle going?
Well, we're not including the fact that he's Draco's telepathically linked to Einon, right? Remember
that's part of his. Tell him about it. That's part of his thing.
So Draco gave half of his heart so that Prince Einon could live, then Prince Einon became the Dick King of England.
Yeah, he became pretty bad.
Yeah. So
he was the Caligula of England.
Yeah, pretty much.
So he gave poor Dennis Quaid a lot of grief.
Oh God, I forgot Dennis Quaid was in that movie.
Dennis Quaid was the star of the movie.
Oh shoot, that might be kind of a kill for Dragonheart.
Well, I mean, the actual star of the movie was Draco. Period.
Well, yeah, but
it
was a buddy cop movie.
It was a buddy cop.
It was a buddy cop movie.
All right, so that means that to kill Draco, you also have to kill the prince.
Yeah, but if you kill the prince, you instantly kill Draco.
Oh shoot,
that's the problem.
It's symbiotic.
They have the same heart. That being said, though, Smaug, it's like the golden gun. He gets a one-hit kill if you can land in that perfect spot. His chest is like the exhaust port for the Death Star.
Yeah,
I mean, just
that's true.
Let's blow this thing and go home.
It's only the size of a womp rat.
Yeah. Here's what I think's gonna happen. I think Draco and Smaug are gonna go at it. Einon's gonna go hide because he's a bitch. That's what he's proven so many times in that movie. I mean, the first time they get encountered in the water, he sees the dragon, he runs like a bitch. So they're gonna clash in midair. Draco's gonna take
Of the
one of those.
tights.
Draco, being a bit smaller, is gonna wiggle his way down to where Smaug's chest is, and he's gonna take one of those long pointy horns that are on top of his head. Better yet, no, he's gonna grab onto him because he has 4 legs. And he's gonna hold him at a distance, and then he's gonna take that fan blade tail, jam it right in Smaug's chesty hole. Win, Draco.
You always go with such an elaborate explanation of why you just... Jeff, you're up next. Who do you think would win and why?
As much as I like Draco, I'm going to have to go with Smaug on this one. Because, granted, he's only got that one weak spot, and he just doesn't give a fuck.
That's true.
He's like, you're keeping me from sleeping on these huge mounds of gold. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got a reach advantage.
Yeah, and he has a reach advantage.
He's more aggressive.
Absolutely. So I think with the don't give a fuck attitude and the heightened aggression, I think we'll come out on top.
I'm going to go with this one for me. So we got a 1 vote Draco, 1 vote Smaug. I'm going to vote based on 2 things. First, speed and agility. So obviously Draco, smaller, more speed, more agile. I think he's going to be able, like you kind of very in great detail explained,
Fatality.
be able to latch on to Smaug and pierce him for the win. Point number 2, though, before even any of that, we got to talk about voice.
Oh, yeah, who wins? Benedict Cumberbatch or Sean Connery?
I think that Benedict Cumberbatch, putting on a bit of an accent, can't defeat Sean Connery in all of his normal speaking majesty. So win, Draco.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about straight-up voice, I think that Smaug was a better dragon voice than just a giant monster that happens to sound exactly like Sean Connery. He didn't even, like, put a different inflection on any of his words.
You can put Sean Connery's voice into any body, even, like, your little, like, baby, and I'm okay with that.
Well, the thing about Sean Connery is that...
I've shit myself. Change my diaper.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Another glove.
Watch any movie with Sean Connery in it. He's like, well, yes, I'm from Spain, but I'm originally an ancient Egyptian. Look can't you tell by my accent?
But my name is Ramirez.
Yeah, clearly my name is Ramirez. And then there was another movie.
Plug for Highlander.
There was another movie where he tried to speak Japanese.
Red October.
He was like, no, chaki tota taketa, or whatever.
We should we should do one whole episode where we just do Sean Connery impressions.
We'll
call it the Sean
I got
Connery
a Clash of the Titans next week. Sean Connery versus Morgan Freeman.
Clash of the Tights.
Yeah,
Tights.
Clash of Titans is copyright.
Sean Connery's voice versus Morgan Freeman's voice.
That's actually pretty good.
That's a pretty solid Clash of the Tights.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, no, I'm kidding. I was say fuck this week. We'll just go with that. All right. So I think it sounds. You heard it, everyone. That's 2 for Draco, 1 for Smaug. But we'll put that on the Twitterverse and see, as always, what you all think.
Well, in any case, we want to obviously invite you guys to check us out on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud. Make sure you hit us up on Facebook and on Twitter, following us at Strong and Geek.
Email us at thestrongandthegeek, all one word, lowercase, at gmail.com. If you want to send us dick pics, we loved it.
Yeah, get a dick pic too.
Let me get a dick pic.
You can follow me personally at the Ben Ramirez. You can follow this beautiful young man at Ramrest Repress. What about you, Big Jeff? Is there anything that you want to plug?
Big Jeff with tattoos does not tweet.
He does not tweet. Is there anything that you want to plug? Fair enough. Anyway, so
a big special thank you to our special guest, Special Big Jeff with the tattoos.
Jeff with the tattoos.
We'll hope to have you back on the show as soon as possible. Next time we're talking about tattoos or video games or tattooed video games.
Well, you know what? It was really good to have a third person on first to not have Clash of the Tides just be a tie, but also to have someone else to rub my legs against here on the couch.
Yeah, we get really lonely down here.
Yeah.
So that's our show for the evening. Join us next week when we'll be talking about all sorts of wacky, crazy, fun, Tiny Toons-esque kind of shit.
Yeah, and make sure that you stay strong and stay geek.
Jeff, lead us out with a song and dance number.
Fuck you.
Welcome to the post-credit scene.
Post credits with Big Jeff with the tattoos.
You little fuckers thought we were done after last week, but joke's on you, we're not done yet. It's your boy, Peter Parker, here with Big Jeff with the tattoos and one beer, and Chubby McChubster with the big chub.
It's actually pronounced Doc Octopenis. Look at all 8 of them.
If you guys
Collect them all.
We know that you guys are like, damn it, they are so cool and fun, and then their post-credit scenes are just so immature and silly. But you know what? We don't
Suck a bag of robot dicks.
Jeff, say something, or this is really gonna suck.
Chicka chicka. God damn it.